Hello, Kendall from Reddit Whiskey with a recap of my second attack from this war. And as you can see, I wasn't as successful in the second attempt. I only was able to get 2-star, not the 3-star. But we'll go through the strategy, and I think there was just some minor tweaks I could have made, and I would have been able to pull out the 3-star. I just wasn't able to execute properly. So, first looking at this base, I think it's pretty obvious that there's double giant bombs here and double giant bombs here. But the other side of that is there's a ton of unknowns in their spaces. There's all these open spots here, 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 all that could have had Teslas or giant bombs. Teslas was my first guess, figuring that they were kind of spread out. So, dealing with one of these double giant bomb sets is pretty easy. I was gonna, I could have sent my golem in this way to head towards the archer queen and would have been able to pop this first set. But in order to do the other set, I would have actually had to need to have my hogs path the proper way. And basically, in order to pop one of these two bombs at the same time, I needed my hogs coming in either from this direction or from this direction. And, kind of looking how the defense is laid out, it seemed like this was going to be nearly impossible. And looking how this is coming, it was still going to be difficult because of the way these defenses are set. It's really hard to get the hogs to kind of path like this, and you almost need them to do kind of like that, then to come down like this. And the other side that makes this even more difficult is I don't know where the Teslas are, which is going to immediately pass out, or pick up the mess up the pathing. Sorry. So this was going to be a really difficult hog base because I was really concerned the way these defenses are set up. No matter what, I was going to end up on the side of one of these defenses, and if so, they were next going to cross across both, and then there's bacon and my hog raid's over. So, based off the success I had had on the previous attack and the unknowns and the difficulty of pathing, I decided to go with a LaLoon attack. This base was obviously much more difficult than the last for the LaLoon attack because there was no way I was going to easily be able to take out two air defenses while I was going after the Archer Queen. So my plan was to only take out one of the air defenses, and then try to deal with, instead of using two hounds on one and one hound on the other, actually save one hound for each air defense was the plan. So looking at the clan castle pull, since I've got to do that first, you can see this is another base. Well, they've done a very good job of having defenses outside most of the core radius, most of the radius of the clan castle. So it was going to be a difficult pull that was going to require a good number of troops. And what I decided to do, I thought it was kind of a toss-up. It seemed like this archer tower was the easiest place to get the pull. And I went ahead because there could have been spring traps, something like that. I went ahead and I decided to go with loons. And because of the air defense coverage that's here and here, I decided I was going to probably need 4 balloons to get the full pull. And what I decided to do is I kind of dropped my balloons over this direction so they would path up this way and have the least amount of time that was inside the radius of this air defense. So I sent 4 balloons in at this archer tower, and then my plan was I brought enough archers that I could kind of path these troops back and forth and do a suicide loon drop if I needed to. Obviously, on the last base I did, there was a dragon in the clan castle, so there was no need or ability to do a suicide balloon drop. And I'd kind of decided prior to the raid I was going to look at what the CC troops were, and unless, of course, there was either a lot of archers, 15 plus archers, or a whole lot of wizards, I was going to skip the suicide drop and, similar to my last raid, use the golem to tank and use my heroes to take out the CC troops. So that was kind of my plan. From there, I was going to send my golem in this direction, followed by a wizard here and a wizard here to break the trash ring, and then my archer queen and barbarian in this way, with wall breakers to bust open this part of the wall. Once I had kind of everything in, I figured this barbarian king was going to jump into this corner here. I was going to drop a jump spell right here. And then once the barbarian king was dead, I figured the archer queen would be shooting, so then next my barbarian king would take out enemy archer queen. Didn't end up working as I planned. AI on the heroes, I still don't get it, just kind of like the last attack. Barbarian kind of ignored getting shot at and decided to kill the air defense first, but neither here nor there. Plan was archer queen's going to go down, and then my archer queen would be left to snipe and take out this air defense, that wizard tower, and that X-bow at a minimum. It would have been ideal if she could have also taken out, either this wizard tower or this wizard tower, but I thought that was pretty unlikely. I was basically going to get these 3 defenses, and then all of those defenses would have been dead, based off the pull and killing the archer queen. So that was kind of what I was looking at. From there, I was going to do my hound drop, and the plan was I was going to send in 1 hound this direction, followed by 4 balloons on this archer tower, 2 balloons on this archer tower, 1 balloon on this cannon, then a hound in this direction, followed by 4 balloons on this archer tower, and, I forgot the rages. I was going to drop a rage here. I was going to drop a rage here. Then the plan was I only had 1 more rage because I had used the jump spell. I was going to send in my last hound this direction, followed by my remaining either 2 or 3 loons. 2 if I had to do the suicide drop, or 3 if I didn't. So let's pretend I didn't. So 3, and that was the plan. And I knew this was going to be a challenge because if I sent in 3 balloons to this air defense or this archer tower, they were going to path this way. Which was less than ideal, but I didn't have a lot of better options because I was going to be down to my very end. If I'd have done them from the cannon, they would have gone up this way. Ideally, you want to take out the archer tower first because it can shoot at the balloons. But, that was my ultimate plan. Ended up having to make some adjustments on the fly, and I kind of failed a little bit in my execution. But we will go through the replay. I guess I should do the account. So I had 4 balloons for the CC pull here, dropping right here. So 4 balloons here, CC pull. I was going to have, 4, 6, 7, 11, 14. So 14 more. So a total of 18 loons and 3 lava hounds was going to be the build with a golem in the CC. So that was the plan here. We will now watch the replay, and we'll show you how it went and, what I probably could have done better to make this more successful. So started out the 4 drop. 4 balloon just like I planned, and I get the first Tesla popped, but that still was enough to get the CC pull, luckily, and I see I've got a witch, so that means, but I noticed I didn't have the full pull because I've only got 2 wizards with the witch, so, and just a few archers, so there's something else in there, but it would have required ground troops, and I didn't bring any ground troops. So from there, I dropped the archer to kind of pull everything through. I wanted to get this witch, though, outside the walls here, so basically I could put my archer queen on it and take the witch out pretty quickly. So I dropped a few more archers, and I kind of path them back and forth, and now that I've got her out, drop 1 more archer and kind of pull everything through, and then you're going to see I throw my golem down, followed by my archer queen. Kind of misplaced that a little bit. I wanted that closer to the witch, but that worked out alright. Put the barbarian king down. Now I'm starting to break the trash ring, and then send in the wall breakers. Wall breakers get in. So everything's going well here. I go ahead and I drop the jump spell here shortly. And everything's going fine. You can see Barbarian King jumps over, starts attacking, so my Barbarian King switches targets. Drop the ability there. Last CC troop comes out a balloon. And then for some reason here, my Barbarian King just kind of kept beating on that archer tower, even though he was getting shot at. Not sure what was going on there, but ended up he got killed and wasn't able to take out the archer queen. I'm sorry, the AQ. But luckily the skellies focused on the golem, and the golem busted, blew him up. But AQ's back there, kind of sniping. Dropped my first hound, 4 balloons. Put the first rage down. That all went well. 2 balloons, 1 balloon. Next hound in, followed by 4 loons. I was a little slow on getting that hound in. I should have gotten that hound in a little quicker because this balloon got killed, and that hurt me a little bit. But kind of everything's going well through, and here's where I made my decision. I made a change. So remember when I was talking about pathing before, I knew if I dropped my balloons here, they would kind of go this direction and then up. Well, because this Tesla was up, I actually decided to change how I was going to do that, and I decided, spur of the moment, that I was going to drop the hound this way so that I could then drop my remaining 3 balloons this way, so they would path here to here and then up, because that would have been a shorter trip. Unfortunately, you're going to see I misclicked where I dropped the balloons, and I dropped them too far to the right, and they ended up not all going to the Tesla. They split, and part of them went to the mortar. And that was one of the things that could have changed, that would have impacted this. The other big thing was I just should have waited. These balloons were taking longer than I expected, and I should have waited until they had kind of finished up at the top. I was kind of worried about time, running out of time. I'm down to 1 minute left here, but I probably should have waited till some of these balloons started pathing more this direction before I sent in this remaining, because I only had 3 balloons left. But I was a little worried about time, rushed. Unfortunately, I had a ton of traps here. That destroyed that lava hound way too early. You can see my balloons split, which really hurt me. Had they stayed together and that rage had been a little farther open, I probably would have gotten that wizard tower down. If I'd have gotten that wizard tower down, this would have been a different raid. But you can see we're kind of moving through here. These balloons are all moving forward. Unfortunately, though, there's going to be just way too much. With this wizard tower and that air defense, there's no way they're going to be able to get all that taken out. So we'll kind of clean up here. Unfortunately, lose the last of it. Minions do get the town hall taken out. I had scattered around kind of the last archers and minions around the side. Unfortunately, though, I just had a little bit left here. AQ finally breaks through this wall. You can see she hits the first set of double giant bombs. They were right where I thought. I was able to take out everything, get the last defense down, but I'm just running out of time. 7 seconds left. Gets the elixir storage almost done. This archer tower almost had this done, but I still had a builders up yet. So there was 96%. So, the big changes I could have made if I'd have just been, probably if I'd have waited a little longer to drop that lava hound so that these balloons were in range, that probably would have done it. Maybe even if I'd have gotten all my balloons dropped here on the left-hand side of this cannon so they path towards the Tesla, and I had my rage correctly placed, that could have done it also. Either way, it was close. I'm still learning this strategy. I'm not sure how much more time, though. I think I'm going to go back to, well, I guess we got to wait till the next patch. This is going to be in effect, unless, of course, we get a stealth nerf. I'm going to guess the patch comes out tomorrow, so we haven't heard anything. Maybe there's a stealth change to lava hounds, but eventually this strategy is going to get nerfed. So I'm not going to focus a ton of time learning it, but where there's opportunity and it seems like a good fit, I'm going to go ahead and continue to use it, I guess. So any questions or comments, please leave them below. If there's any suggestions or things that you see differently on how I should have done this, I'm happy to learn. This is, again, a new strategy to me. So thank you very much for watching, and we will catch you all next week.